Hey guys, so I want to talk about something. I from time to time like to do these commentary videos, and by the way, if you're looking for professional quality videos, I am not one of those people. It's not going to be a video essay. It's just going to be my thoughts, my feelings on things, because this Dobrik situation has made me really think about a lot of random things, a lot of things together. And there have been things that I've been thinking about for a while, but the whole situation has really made me put it all together. And I don't know, maybe in a year or two I'll look back at this video and be like, this is so stupid. But disclaimer, I will not be talking about the things in which David Dobrik got canceled for. I'm only going to be talking about social media and it as a job and what the David Dobrik situation kind of says about social media as a job. There's a lot to be said about social media as a job. And as someone who is just now, after starting YouTube like 11, 12 years ago, started making money from not YouTube, but like social media in general, I have thoughts, I have feelings, and also, before I start and really get into it, I know someone's gonna tell me that if money is your only goal in doing YouTube, you probably shouldn't do it because you'll be miserable. But tell that to the people who are making millions and millions of dollars, and even though they want to quit, they will not, because millions of dollars, guys, millions, like with an M, sometimes even billions, but like mostly millions. If you guys don't know, today, which is March 23rd, like when I woke up, I saw so many videos about how multiple people and companies have dropped David Dobrik. 12 sponsorships, to be exact, have dropped David Dobrik. And the amount of money per month that he made from those sponsorships were over $5 million. That is more money than I will ever see in my life, and it's really fucking crazy to me to think about that one person can make that much money. But he is also a corporation. He also made Dispo, which is a app. It's a disposable camera app, so, which I never got into that, but that whole thing, I have feelings about that, but we're not talking about that in this video. And if you were wondering, do I agree with the actions of David Dobrik? Fuck no. But I wanted to think about this in a more human sense, also because there's other creators, and I'm going to mention other creators too while I'm talking about this, just because of what I've observed. Obviously, here's the thing, I'm a small creator. My ideas of things are completely different and probably a little wrong. As someone who's never really made too much money off of social media, my way of thinking in regards to all this is a lot different than someone making bank. I'm just not making bank. Do I love it? Will I continue to do it? Yeah. I feel like I'm putting so many disclaimers, but like these kind of like saying you're feeling type of things, like stream of consciousness ones, I know that like things can be taken wrong or bad, so better safe than sorry, right? Yeah. So let's talk $5 million. $5 million. That is more than some people will make in their whole life, like thousands of people will make in their whole lifetime. And we also have to think about, for example, David's publicist. He has a whole team. There's a chance, which some people are like, he's going to bounce back. It's not going to really affect his life. And it might not. We don't know. We don't know until a few months from now, or a year from now, or 2 years from now, whether it will affect him in the long run, or his business, whether he'll go into bankruptcy, will he lose his house. We don't know that. We don't know any of that right now. And whenever I think about stuff like this, I'm just like, wow. Like, when people get canceled, because ultimately, right? We do this, doing this as a job and doing this for fun, it gets very different. People get desperate. I think that if you ever really think about the social media stars that are about to drop off, or their videos have gotten very, very low views, they start to do desperate things, like really desperate things. Case in point, Nikocado Avocado. Like, his videos went from weird to like crazy. And I've never really liked his videos, but that's not neither here nor there, but like it went crazy. People like Trisha Paytas, whenever there's like, I have nothing against Trisha Paytas, just she's in that group of when something bad happens or like she loses views and monies, which now she's kind of like calmed down because she has multiple sources of income, but at the point where she was only doing YouTube, really, she would make crazy situations in order for her numbers to spike, because this is their job. They cannot eat, they cannot do anything without this money. And the thing is, as someone who most of my money that I earned myself comes from online, month to month can vary. Like this month I've had a good month. I'm making a good amount of money. But last month I made like no money. And I'm just going to explain things to make things more clear. When I said that I barely made any money in February versus in March, I really didn't. But luckily, because my fiance is the best, he does stuff for the, like, he pays the mortgage and I only have to pay my like small bills. And even then he helps me out with those. So yeah. Also, I don't know why I'm so out of breath. I swear to God, you can hear it throughout the video, but I'm really, really, really out of breath. Okay. Anyway, for people who live these lavish lifestyles, like own a mansion, have mortgages, things like that, it is a very different thing. There's a survivalistic thing about YouTube. Like, you have to doing things that you would say you never would do for money, or it's just. I'm currently editing this video and I look like I'm about to cry. I still look like I'm about to cry, but it's because I'm tired. It's not because I'm like feeling emotional. I just wanted to clarify that because I look like I was really, really about to cry, and I'm really not sad. At least I don't think so. I don't know. It's hard. Someone who has been poor, like really poor, like I had to eat from Dollar Tree every day, or from work because I know how it feels to be poor. But when you make this, and also here's the thing, like flex culture and things like that, make it a lot fucking harder for people. Because if you think about it, if they were just living below their means, when something happens like this, they wouldn't go into a shock or be scared or end up going as crazy or doing these crazy things. But also we have to think about, at this point on YouTube is a business, and so people start to hire people on, and when people get canceled, they also cannot pay the people that work for them. And so in this case, does cancel culture, or even just doing social media as a job, who does it really affect? Yes, it affects the creator, but like, is there a trickling effect to canceling someone? Is there a bigger issue here? I think there is. I think that if you look at the Breland situation, which Breland was a really, really popular DIY channel, it went from cute, kid-like, advertiser-friendly stuff to weird, really, really weird content, if you're around YouTube around that time. And now she does like weird OnlyFans content, which, girl, get your bag. But yeah, like, and she has a new channel. She lost her house and everything. And so I feel like maybe I'll do a whole video on flex culture and how it reflects on YouTube and like YouTube stuff and social media stuff. I started watching Olivia, I don't know her name. I'll put her a screenshot of her page. But there's also, she does glow up or fitness videos. She's gotten a lot of heat because people think that she is perpetuating fat phobia and unhealthy weight loss and stuff like that, when it's a very, very personal journey for her. She started these glow up diary things. She does these videos called the glow up diaries. And she films them like a year in advance. I think it's really, really professional. And she literally shows herself being vulnerable, when she's like at the lowest of low. But what people are upset about is because some of the language that she uses are triggering to people, especially people who've had eating disorders in the past. I've had eating disorders in the past. But I literally binged her videos, and I honestly think that her videos are good and good quality. Yes, I think that if it's a younger audience, it might be kind of harmful, but overall, I think that, like, it's a very interesting thing. I thought it was really good, and I think they're really good quality. But here's the problem. Because she did a glow up series, and she has now 2 seasons, she's on the 2nd season, making a channel, or making your channel, YouTube, TikTok, anything regarding weight loss or fitness, or even food or anything, you kind of get stuck in these categories. So if you don't lose weight, all these videos were for fucking nothing. We watched all this and you fucked up, and you are held to a different extreme than you would if you were just dining with your friends. Versus, if you do lose weight, people will be like, oh my god, you lost weight so unconventionally, it's so unhealthy, you're horrible. They're always gonna feel like there's hate comments. And as my channel grows, and because it has been growing in the last few months, most of my channels are doing pretty fucking well right now, I'm getting an influx of hate, and I haven't ever really experienced that, and so it's hard. It is. And then so I feel like at that point it doesn't become constructive, you feel defensive, because the amount of people, which Olivia has 2 million followers, so I couldn't even imagine that. But at the point I'm at, it just becomes a thing of you can't win. I did not connect the 2 points in the way I wanted, so let's try this again. I was trying to say that both of these creators, Olivia and David, blew up. They are obviously popular creators with hundreds of thousands of views, even millions of views. And so positive reinforcement or even negative reinforcement in these videos has made them get views. And in turn has got them opportunities, have made them money. And so at that point, can you tell someone that they can no longer do these things when the only thing that they've ever seen from this, even if it's negative or bad, is good things? They do this type of video, they get this type of result. You can't expect people, it's like a little kid. If every time they do something bad, someone gives them candy, why would they do something good when they know that they can get it for someone doing something bad? Like, that sounds like a dumb analogy, but... And the reason why I'm saying this is because of, to go back to the David Dobrik thing, he got famous for doing vlogs, but not really even doing vlogs. He recorded other people doing things. He was kind of just the cameraman. He was the producer of the videos. And so the problem here is a lot of prank videos and vlog videos are fake, but his weren't. And it's this weird thing of, I've never actually gotten into David Dobrik's content. I like his, like, TikToks, but I never got into his, like, YouTube. Is it better to have fake content rather than real content? Because as fucked up as this is, people are always going to bring this up. This David Dobrik thing is getting compared a lot to the Logan Paul Japan situation, which, as a Japanese American, I have thoughts about that too, but we're not going to talk about that here. I would argue that the David Dobrik situation is worse because it's a lot of different videos amongst years. But it is not being brought up now. Vine, he got famous, and then his YouTube videos were doing well. So the better reception you get from those videos, the more likes, the more comments, the more money you make, you want to push the envelope more. And a lot of the times when people are pushing the envelope, they push it by doing fake content, fake pranks, fake things, and so I don't really think much about it. I think that most people didn't think that this was real because of all the fake content out there, which, and as much as people like to think that, like, social media is all fun and games, the moment it's a job, it is a whole nother level. The moment where this is the thing that pays your mortgage or your rent or everything, people are terrified once of failing, of having to go back to their old life. Ergo, they're going to do anything possible to stay. Especially if you're in the point of David Dobrik where he's making millions of dollars. There's no way that if you're going to tell me that, like, because most people are like, I would just get another job. I would just go back to real life. Are you telling me that if you're making $5 million a month that you would go back to a $10, $15 an hour job? I don't think so. I don't think anyone would want to do that. That's just facts, okay? Like, that is, like, stop. I feel like people are always like, well, I wouldn't do that, I would do this. It's so much easier to, like, backseat drive or say, like, oh, I would do this, I would do that, when money, like, money is a huge drive. And as much as people are like, money can't buy you happiness, if you hit to that point and you had that lifestyle for years, it is very hard to change that. And so a lot of now failing social media stars are really, 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 really doing crazy things because they're used to this lifestyle. They need to get money, and they're ashamed of ever doing a 9-to-5 job, because if you go back to the 9-to-5, or like even like, let's say you work at a supermarket, people see, people can like comment, people can make videos about life. Once you get popular, a certain amount of popular online is no longer your life. It's our lives. It is so much more. And because it's online, people kind of forget that you're a real person. You become a vehicle, an entertainment. You are just like a TV show to people. No one, especially if you've never met these people, and this is true for even online dating, so think about it like that. And a lot of the times, your viewers have a relationship to you that you may not even have to them. Like, I have people that I personally have watched for years, and I would say, like, I love their content. I probably know way too much about them, and because of that, if I met them, and I have met YouTubers in real life because I used to go to like YouTube events, it's weird. It's weird to be like, oh my god, I love this about you. But like when you're a teenager, you don't really think about those things. I don't know, that whole thing, but it can get weird because it is a very one-sided relationship a lot of those times. So and my mom and I were talking about this on the phone. Being an online celebrity literally, or being an influencer, literally means that people think that they know you, and you're more likely to get stalked. You're more likely to have things happen. Yes, there are advantages in like the amount of money you can make, crazy amounts of money, sometimes amount of money that won't, like, you can't, there's no cap to it. If you make multiple, like, let's say I'm a huge believer in multiple incomes. Say you have, but I don't make much from multiple incomes. I get a lot of stress for mostly free. For under minimum wage, I get a lot of stress. But for some of these creators, like Hannah Mojo, having multiple streams of income, like OnlyFans or Patreon and products, merch, things like that, that can give you an infinite amount of money. Infinite in the sense of, like, to the normal person, it's a lot of money and it keeps going and going. There's a cap to that, but, like, infinite in the sense of, like, as long as you keep growing, even if you have stagnants, you will make unseen amount of money. I want to talk more about this, but honestly, I need a break. I honestly want to see how, I kind of, like, can't wait. That seems really horrible, but I'm really interested in how life is going to be in a few years, where people like Addison Rae drop off, or Charli D'Amelio, people who are very, very popular right now. I mean, we're seeing the drop, or pretty much we're seeing social media and the landscape of social media change currently. And I wonder how different it's going to be in the next few years. I'm just curious. What do you think is going to happen? Talk to you guys in the next video. I need to go pee. Bye.